Hey everyone, we did some work with our sea monkey tanks today. The big thing was our SMESS, the Sea Monkeys Executive Supersized Suite, which is this big tank back here. I've had going since December. As you can sort of see here, if you can look at the video, it's going pretty good. But I had not cleaned anything in there since December. We had a whole bunch of gunk at the bottom of the tank. And, that gunk, I'm sure, is a buildup of all sorts of things. Leftover food, sea monkey poop, dust that happens to have fallen into the tank, the shells, the exoskeletons. Sea monkeys, if you didn't know, they shed their exoskeleton 7 times in their life cycle if they live to maturity. 7 times. So that means if you've got a fully mature sea monkey, it's got 7 exoskeleton shells, skins, whatever you want to call them, that are probably at the bottom of that tank somewhere for every one of them. If you can see in here, I've got a lot of adult sea monkeys, so that's a lot of crap sitting down there. So yeah, exoskeletons, dust, poop, leftover food, algae, anything else that might be growing in there. Anyways, it ends up being a lot of gunk, a lot of crap, and it looks ugly, makes the water dusty and cloudy, and I know sea monkeys aren't picky with what they eat. They end up eating a lot of that crap, but it was starting to bug me because there's a thick layer of it at the bottom of here. So anyways, while I was working today, I work sitting at this desk, I was cleaning this out too. And what I did was I took my aqua leash and, well, first off, I took out the air line and I took out that sort of treasure chest that's sitting in there, that decoration. So that wasn't in the tank at all. And I took my aqua leash and I sucked out all of the gunk, little by little. And I put it into this tank here. Hard to see. This one with the blue lid. If you know sea monkey tanks, this one's called the Magiquarium. But if you look, I've got a whole inch and a half of gunk that is settled at the bottom of this. It's disgusting. Yeah. So I put it in there. And when you've got a tank this size that's thriving as well as it is, there's babies in there too. You might not be able to see them in the video because they're so tiny and stuff. But there's babies in this tank. When I suck the gunk out and put it in here, it is impossible to not get babies. So as this has settled throughout the day today, I've been getting really close to this and watching it, looking for the little babies, and then taking this little pipette here, sucking the babies out, and putting them in here. And so this tank is now a nursery tank. And we don't have tons in here, but we got some babies. I'm going to let this sit for several days, make sure I'm not missing any others. I'll bet there's some other super tiny babies, that are just a day or two old probably. They got sucked up with the gunk and put into here. And as this water settles more and that crap floats down to the bottom and settles, I'll be able to see them easier. Also, well, the babies will grow. That'll make them easier to see too. So I'm not going to just go dump all this stuff right away. I want to save as many baby sea monkeys as possible. And I hate to say it, but I'm sure by removing the gunk from here, putting it in here, the whole process, I'm sure some didn't make it, and that's very sad. But if I have to clean this gunk twice a year, and it's been 5 months or so, so be it. We'll save as many babies as possible, put them in here. Salinity is low in here. Hopefully they'll grow to be big and strong. And we'll take those babies out, put them back in there, and we'll continue to use this one as a nursery tank. And once we're sure this one is clear of babies, I'll dump it out and clean it. And not with soap, of course. Clean it with hot water. And then I don't know what we'll do with it. Grow some more sea monkeys or use it as a second nursery tank or something. That's what we were doing with it originally. This was a nursery tank too. Anyways, back to this. I think it looks great now. Don't they look happy? There's a lot of them. They're swimming around. They got their little decoration back in there. I don't have the bubbler turned on right now. I had it turned on for a couple hours earlier. The water looks really clear. I didn't end up feeding them today, even though today was a feeding day. But from messing with it so much, it stirred up all that gunk, and I think they ate a lot of it, and they look pretty well fed. So I'm going to skip today's feeding. I think they'll be all right. So yeah, that was the big thing that happened today. Took all the gunk out of here, put it in here, kept watching this for little babies that may have gotten accidentally sucked out. Took those babies, put them in here, and we'll continue to monitor this tank for the next week or so before we clean it. Make sure we save as many as possible. Hopefully casualty rate is very, very low. And yeah, that's it. We do have 3 other sea monkey tanks. They're right here. I really didn't do much with them today. But here's our moon tank. I think this one is doing the best. Let's see if I can focus so you can see these guys a little bit better. There you go. Lots of algae growing here. I see a few mating sea monkeys, which is great. Lots of adults. When I looked in here earlier today, I did see a few tiny babies. Not tons, but there were some. But this colony does keep reproducing, and the amount of sea monkeys in here has been pretty stable over the past few months. So that's great. Let's skip over to our city tank. This one's pretty similar. Not quite as many as in the moon tank, but similar situation here. We've got a lot of adults. We've got a few tiny babies. Lots of algae grown too. Hey, I'm sorry for my shaky hand. It doesn't look so good. Yeah. And then here is the beach tank. It's called the Hang 10 Mini World. So if you watched my video that I posted a week or two ago, I mentioned that the sea monkeys that were in here weren't doing so well. And I really don't know why. Algae grew in this tank like crazy. Grew faster in here than any other tank I had. The whole yellow sand plastic bottom there, it's all yellow you can see now, was all green. It looked incredible. Lots of algae growth. When I started a colony in here though, I did use a new packet number 1, the water purifier, and an old, like 9-year-old packet number 2 egg packet. I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not, but after about a month or so, all the sea monkeys in here died, which was very sad. So I went to Hobby Lobby a few days ago, and I picked up one of their little refill kits or starter kits, whatever you want to call it. It includes packets number 1, 2, and 3, and an instruction sheet and a spoon for $6.99. Best deal ever. And so I just started fresh. I cleaned out this tank with hot water, got most of the algae out. Did not use soap. I know that's not good. And just sort of started fresh a couple days ago. And you might not be able to see it in the video, but I think there's about 5 sea monkeys swimming around in here. They're just a couple days old, so they're not very big. The hatch rate seemed a little bit low to me. I did see more unhatched eggs in the tank though, so hopefully some of those will hatch over the next week or so. But I haven't seen a decline at all in what I've got, so that's good. If there's 5 eggs in there, or excuse me, 5 sea monkeys in there, that's great. Hopefully they grow to adulthood and do well. I see one swimming around the upper right corner right now. Now he's going downwards, going down towards the bottom. You see him over there on the right side? Okay. Yeah, I think this tank looks great, and I really hope to have a thriving colony in here. So I'm not planning on taking any sea monkeys out of the other tanks and putting them in here. We've just got the 1 water purifier and the 1 egg packet in here, and we're going to see what happens with these guys. I've got all sorts of different foods and all that stuff from Trans Science, and we'll try to keep them alive and healthy. So yeah, that's what's going on with my tanks. Again, the big deal today was we got all the crap out of here and put it in here. And we're going to monitor that and take the babies out and put them in here and let them grow. Once they're big and adult, we'll put them back in here. So yeah, this is my favorite tank. I mean, for the big one, it's thriving, it's doing well, looks great. Love these guys. And having the nursery tanks has really worked well for us over the past couple months. So taking out the babies and putting them into these guys, letting them grow, putting them back, it's worked really well to help us grow more to adulthood. So we'll probably keep doing that. If you got any questions, feel free to comment or send me a message. I'll post this on a few different platforms. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Bye-bye.